What's up, YouTube? It's your boy KJ. Welcome to the channel, baby. Glad to be back with you guys. How y'all guys been doing this week? I know y'all ain't seen me that much this week, but it's okay. Your boy is back. You feel me? And today we're going to be reacting to that 2026 Ford Dark Horse. Yeah, that Dark Horse. It's looking pretty good this year. The upgrade, I like the little upgrades, you know what I mean? Real nice, you know what I'm saying? And I just think about Ford, when everybody else wanted to go inline six, V6, and electric and all this bull, American Muscle stayed with that V8. That's all I can say, you know what I mean? So I don't even really want to waste y'all time because this is a nice little coupe. We need to get into it. We need to look at the little upgrades. I'm looking at carbon fiber and everything, you feel me? So let's rap a tap about it. Let's list the old boy and let's rap a tap about it. So don't forget to like, share, subscribe to the channel, and let's get started.
The Charger, but it's not here yet. What we have is this Mustang SC, Dark Horse SC. So what I want to find out is this the must-own muscle car for 2026? Why don't we go ahead? Let's dive in and find out. Right off the bat, building upon the Dark Horse. I like the way they created this new performance brand with.
Now I'm already looking at this thing. I'm looking at how I'm liking the SC badging on the side. Then you can see that same color, that same little teal color on the calipers, right? We got it on the seat belts, right? I'm liking how they throwing that dash of color in there. And you still got the number one Dark Horse color. I don't know what it is, but I reacted to one similar to this color last year, and I like that color. Then look at the carbon fiber. We got carbon fiber wheels. You feel me? I don't know. It's fully carbon fiber too. It don't look like they just dipped. You know what I mean? So, and that front fascia, it looks stronger and more aggressive with the front lip splitter and the way it comes to a sharp end and drops down. It's just, and it's more aerodynamic. So, yeah, it's something to see. You feel me? Something to see.
Then Mustang, building upon Dark Horse, you're getting more. And it all starts at the front of the business. So on this one that has the optional track package, you're gonna notice carbon fiber. Now, what's nice about the carbon fiber is you could choose to have this be exposed,
okay,
or you can have it painted. It's your choice when you go with that track package. With it being exposed, I think this is what a lot of people are going to check off on that option box because it obviously looks amazing underneath the lights here at the Chicago Auto Show, and it just shows that, hey, this is an extra special muscle car. Now, with this track package, you're dropping about 140 pounds.
Guys, are those hood pins? I'm liking the aggressive air intake on the hood, but are those hood pins? That's neat.
And it just shows that, hey, this is an extra special muscle car. Now, with this track package, you're dropping about 140 pounds of unsprung weight and just weight overall because you're going to see some goodies as we go around. Now, working our way down, they sculpted a whole new front fascia, opening up those corner air intakes for the heat exchangers. With all the extra large openings, this flows about 60% more air to those heat exchangers because remember, we're pumping out more power. You're going to need to keep those temps in check, and Ford has been doing the work because what's nice is a lot of the Mustang GTD magic has been sprinkled throughout this Dark Horse SC. Now,
I could see that Mustang GTD, I could see that as far as like the wheels, the front fascia, and going to the rear wing just a little bit.
Now, continuing our way down, I love the canards. That is that addition of the track package to help with not only airflow, but to give you more downforce. And you can see with the extra large splitter, you have that addition that's going to give you even more downforce. Because remember, we don't want air to go underneath the Dark Horse SC because that's going to give us lift. We want to try to stop that as much as possible and get that downforce. Now, as we come across that iconic badge going all the way back to 1964 and a half that Mustang pony. Love the way
Yeah.
it's that gunmetal gray finish.
How about that, guys? Y'all like that pony right there in the center? And two big air dams on the side. You got the vents down there at the bottom. It lets that air hit those coolers. Like you said, the big front lip splitter. I like how that carbon fiber is dropping across that front, up on the headlights, up on that first piece of grille, across the up on the other headlights. And I'm loving these hood pins, hood snaps. That's something new. And then looking at that big carbon fiber air intake on that or cowl induction or whatever you want to call it on that hood. Looking at it from this angle right here is super aggressive. Somebody come down the street in this one, you gonna stop, they gonna get your attention. Especially if that thing breathing. You know how don't nothing sound better than a Ford Mustang with the exhaust system on it. I mean, that's one thing Ford got in the bag. When they put that exhaust system on the Mustangs, cuz everybody is gonna stop and look. We want to see that sound is so throaty and rich. You know what I mean? It sounds so good.
Works its way in super clean with the grille, and like I said, you can see all the large openings, the exposed. So glad that they have the carbon fiber showing through. I think that's one of the things that a lot of people wanted to see on the previous generation of the GT500, because if you remember on the GT500, that was just gloss black. Nice to have the carbon fiber. And then look at this lower grille area, the way that they squared it off and just enlarged it to help flow tons of air really shows that racetrack intention. And that's another thing. It's not just about the Mustang GTD, but also the dark horses that they race in series like the Michelin Challenge Pro Series, which if you were watching that just at Daytona, a dark horse did qualify on the pole. So it shows, like I said, taking that race engineering and bringing it for the road. But let me know what you think about that very muscular face of this.
I'm loving that muscular face. Opening up with more grille. I just hope it's like a heavy duty, not flimsy. Like some of the car went to like more grille, but it was flimsy. So if that's sturdy, that's gonna be, a banger. I feel like now, in my opinion. And going with the carbon fiber over the gloss black, matte black, or just flat black, the carbon fiber gives you that more high-end, high-end sports car. Like it wants to compete with it, with the Audis. I don't know, the Audis, the McLarens, things of that nature, like maybe even the Lambo or something. I know it's not on that level. Don't even, don't get me wrong what I'm saying, but you get that look. You get that more luxury defined supercar look. You know what I mean?
Dark Horse SC. You're definitely going to notice this coming down the road very, very easily. Now,
Yes.
as we rise up, you do have an aluminum hood, and I like the way that they did the hood pins for the Dark Horse SC.
Heck yeah.
It gives it more of a look like what you...
Guys, y'all see all them flakes? I love all the flakes in the paint. Look at that. That's nasty, bro. I love that. I love the paint. The paint is nasty. All carbon fiber right here. Nasty, man. Hood pins, that's different.
You would actually see for the hood latches on the Dark Horse race car, but that's going to help keep that hood buttoned up at speed. And then we have this ginormous carbon fiber heat extractor.
Oh, it's a heat extractor.
Really
Okay.
kind of shows the direction going from the GT500 to this Dark Horse SC, how much more they're trying to bring. Not only more with just good old carbon fiber, but also more with getting that air in and getting the hot air out. And I think they did it so smart, keeping a lot of the body color, but then having that U-shaped section of the carbon fiber.
I agree with him on that, man. I cannot wait to see one of these in person. That's my goal for 2026. I want to film one in person. I want to walk up on it. Yeah, you might not get to open the doors and all that, but I just want to be able to see this mug in person. You feel me?
Now, underneath the hood is going to be that Predator V8. There's still no word yet on what the actual horsepower numbers are going to be, but let's just use a little common sense. Last iteration of the GT500 was 760 horsepower. Mustang GTD is 815 horsepower. So obviously it's going to
gonna be
need
in
to
between
fall
those.
somewhere in between those two goalposts.
Yeah, 7 and 8.
But
yeah.
I like the way they gave this Dark Horse SC its own unique identity. Now coming around the
like
bend,
that too.
here's where things get extra racy.
Yep.
Check out, this is just amazing. Check out the carbon fiber wheels on the track package. Absolutely love that Y-spoke design.
Yeah.
The weave, I don't know if you understand, when they have the exposed carbon fiber, it actually takes more work for Ford to do this, to have the carbon fiber weave spot on the money. If they paint carbon fiber, you could hide a lot of the imperfections. By having it exposed, you need to have it absolutely perfect. And on this 20-inch wheel, it is absolutely perfect. Behind there, you'll notice the carbon ceramic brake rotors. That's something that was not available on the previous GT500. That's
Carbon ceramic brake rotors. And if you look at the caliper, what is that, like a 4 or 6 piston? I'm going to say 4, but it might be 6. Do you see the clearance on that caliper on the inside of that wheel? It is, I mean, God, what's that? 4 or 5 pages of typing paper? Look at that clearance, y'all. Look at my arrow right there. That ain't much clearance. That is a big caliper, guys. Big calipers is for great speed, I feel like, you know.
stuff taken from the Mustang GTD. It's a 2-piece rotor, and it's going to help cut down on that heat buildup. And this one also has the teal appearance package. Nice little pop of color with the Mustang name, those ginormous 6-piston Brembo calipers. If you're wondering, well, Joe, why did they pick teal? There's actually a story and a connection to it. If you go back to 1969, Ford wanted to get this new big block into NASCAR racing. And the vehicle that they chose to put it in for production, because you have to have it in a production car to race it in the stock car series back then, they put it under the hood of a 69 Mustang, calling it the Boss 429. And this teal color was a special color from that Boss 429. Another thing that's interesting about the Boss 429 is that big block V8 was so massive that they actually had to go to a company called CarCraft to actually widen the interior of the engine compartment. Pretty cool. This, though, is something that original Boss 429 did not have. Did not have the braking capability, and definitely not the carbon fiber wheels. If you're wondering about tire size, up front you're looking at 305 on the width, 30 series sidewall, of course, with those Michelin
20-inch,
Pilot track performance tires. Now, if you're wondering, does this have Magna-Ride suspension? Of course it has a specially tuned Magna-Ride suspension. It's got a carbon fiber drive shaft. And another thing that's going to separate the Dark Horse SC from the Mustang GTD, this does not have a transaxle. So the transmission is not at the back of the car. The transmission is bolted to the Predator,
to the motor.
just like the previous GT500.
Makes sense.
Still a 7-speed Tremec DCT transmission.
If it was the transaxle and all that, right? Wasn't that car going like $300,000-$400,000? So you couldn't. That would run the price of this one up like tremendously, right? Right? That's what I'm thinking. You start integrating all that other parts on the GTD, that car is not cheap. That's a pretty expensive coupe. Upwards of $300,000 and $400,000, if I'm not mistaken. I might be cutting it short. Might be more expensive than that.
Transmission, very fast shifting transmission, and then also with that carbon fiber drive shaft. Carbon fiber wheels is going to help with the rotating mass. Less unsprung weight is going to make this Dark Horse SC handle like a hot knife through butter through the twisty bits. Now coming down the side, when it comes to the teal package, you're going to get that SC badge on the side.
Nice.
I like the way they it almost looks like it's engraved into that widened fender. From the side of the vehicle, it just screams.
It looks like it's a decal that's been clear coated over. You know what I mean? You put the decal on and then you spray the clear. I could be wrong though. It could be engraved. That'd be something I have to see once I get next to the actual car.
I'm special. I have extra performance, especially when you check off the track package. Track package, if you could swing it money-wise, I think that's going to be really the one that everybody wants. Carbon fiber on your mirror caps with the track package. I like the way they blacked out the roof. Even though this blue is absolutely stunning under the show lights, it's nice to kind of cut it a little bit. Just cut it down a little bit. And with the black, it makes that roof antenna just kind of hide away. That all nicely done shark fin antenna makes it like disappear. Of course, you're still going to get your color match on the door handles. And then another thing you'll notice is you have your side sill, but we have the extra extensions and extra work that they did. These are not the same sills as what you find on your regular Mustang.
I noticed that too. I was going to say something about those running boards. They look more heavy duty. You know what I mean? That look, if you used to order those, they look kind of expensive to me. You know, a lot of them are flimsy looking. Those look very durable.
These have all been crafted for that ultimate and aerodynamic flow. Now, as we come towards the rear, things get even better. You're still going to have a 20-inch wheel, but now what we're talking about is wider. So you're going to have 315s on the width, 30 series sidewall. You're still getting 4-piston Brembos out back in that nice teal color. And of course, you have a torsion limited slip diff to get the power to the ground. This is, of course, rear-wheel drive. There's never been a production all-wheel drive Mustang. If you're thinking all-wheel drive Mustang, you're thinking Mustang Mach-E. This is totally different. Rear-wheel drive.
Rear-wheel
Coming towards the rear, love the way you have this massive. You could actually have Thanksgiving Day dinner on this. It's like so massive. You got the turkey, the mashed potatoes. Another thing I like is, guess what?
That wing is massive for real. You talking about some downforce. Come on, man. Look at that. Carbon fiber, fully carbon fiber. Come on.
But it's adjustable. So it's not just your standard fixed pedestal style to the rear spoiler. It's actually adjustable depending on what type of track you go to. Maybe if you're at Daytona and you're doing a track day, you're not going to want to have as much downforce as, say, if you're at Sears Point in Sonoma Valley, California. So nice to see that they did that. And then another thing you'll see is they added this massive ducktail spoiler to the back.
Dang.
Not only does it look freaking amazing, but it's going to add extra downforce with.
I like the ducktail. I really do. I thought that was a bit much on some of the car when it was like doubling. I was saying like a double wing. But the ducktail, and then to look at the Dark Horse emblem badge right up under it with the teal glowing inside of it, man, that's nasty.
Without a lot of drag tail spoiler to the back. Not only does it look freaking amazing, but it's going to add extra downforce without a lot of drag, because that's another thing. It's a balance. You can't just add big, huge, ginormous wings without any type of negative effect. By having the ducktail, it gives you the downforce and more downforce, but not sacrificing a lot of drag. Working our way down, of course, you're going to have your tri-bar taillights.
Oh, yeah.
Love the way,
I love the way those lights do. They beat from the inside out. Like you on a turn signal, turning left, it's going inside, trunk lid middle, outside. Turning right, trunk middle, outside. I love that. That's one of the little things I like about the Mustang taillights.
My favorite things on this particular SC Dark Horse is with that ducktail. Look at how that rear end is just sculpted very nicely.
Right.
And then, of course, we got to have all new exhaust. So you have your quad tip exhaust. Love the way they shaped it this time around. This is another
quad tip exhaust with a carbon fiber inlay. Then you got your third brake light down there at the bottom. Nasty with grill. You got grill in there too. So it's like almost like you got the exhaust and rear diffuser already from the face. Like you don't have to change none of this out, right? I'm pretty sure you probably won't to as much as this thing probably gonna cost. But I wish they would just crank it up. I would love to see all that when you put it in reverse, how it look on this 2026 model.
Easy identifier that when you pull up behind one of these, or say you race one and it flies past you, you're going to know what you were beaten by very easily, because these exhausts are specific to the SC. And then this has a totally unique rear diffuser. You'll notice the carbon fiber. Nice to bring the carbon fiber, but they redid the diffuser to help with rear end diff cooling and also getting that air out the back of the vehicle.
Oh,
But definitely,
I love the rectangular tips, and they got them standing up. That's neat. It fits right in that. Whoever designed that, that was a plus. Bumper insert with like third brake light, encasing your tip, your muffler tips, and rear diffuser all in one. That's well thought out. To me now, that's thought out. And the way it comes around the side kind of like gives you a canard. So yeah, this aerodynamic in a mug.
you see the step up from a regular dark horse. If you could even
Heck
call
yeah.
a dark horse regular,
Heck yeah.
but this is like got that extra special something something. But
Now
while we
look.
go ahead, let's get in.
Got a little sauce on it, got a little dark horse sauce on it. Yeah, the SC, I like it. I like this better than the one I saw for 2025 or 2024, whichever one it was. I like this a lot better. This looked like, when you say the word or the name dark horse, this looked like something that was spank ass from the gate. It looked like something you'd be scared to run. You feel me? Unless you just got that Hemi thing or that wide body, supercharged. That's just me. I don't know.
Side and see what special touches are for you in this Dark Horse SC. All right, guys, we have been given special attention and also special act, because remember, it's not what you know, it's who you know, and we're sitting inside this 2026 Mustang Dark Horse SC. Now, what's interesting is if you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, I want one of these and I want it now, these will be available around the summertime of this year.
Summertime 26.
There's not a long wait. So I would advise getting down to your Ford dealership and getting in line, because there's going to be a line for this.
I will say this while Joe talking. You got the teal seat belts, right? You got Alcantara on the steering wheel. And you got the I cannot remember the little pads behind the steering wheel. But one thing that gets me is like, why didn't they go with teal stitching on that steering wheel? It seemed like it would match. Since like they going with the color match. I see the big screen and all that back there. That's very nice. But why wouldn't they go with the teal stitching on the dash and the steering wheel? I wonder why they would trade up like that. Like even on the seat, you can see it if you look. There's no teal. You get white and this red or orange looking color, even on the steering wheel. Seems like if you would have threw that teal in there, that would have really hit. That would have that's like bringing the whole idea together. Then I see a little carbon fiber on the door. You feel me? It's not all that on the inside, but so far it's okay. It's okay.
If you're wondering about price, no official pricing yet, but like I said, always use some common sense. If you look at the previous GT500 and you think about the pricing with that vehicle, and then you look at the pricing with the Mustang GTD, obviously there's going to be a certain point where that price falls in, and we're going to have to wait and see. On the GT500, remember the track package was at $18,000 option, so it's going to be interesting to see what the price of the track package is and all the other goodies. But why don't we show what's different about the interior with your Dark Horse SC? To the door panels. Love the clean Mustang style. You got that.
Guys, we're not going to skim over that. To the door panels. To the door panels. To the door panels. That was neat. That was neat. That was full of energy. It kind of jarred me a little bit on the inside. You know what I mean? Now, I got to hit it again. What a way to throw it out there. I see the Alcantara, but I'm still, on the stitching, this is just me now. I'm going with that teal all the way through this thing. Oh, I love the carbon fiber on the dash, too. That's nasty.
Packages and all the other goodies. But why don't we show what's different about the interior with your Dark Horse SC? To the door panels. Love the clean Mustang style. You got that Alcantara, the red contrast stitching, and then I like the way that they just went dark on all the other finishes. No gloss
Alcantara.
black. And you know what? That door
Carbon
pocket is a
fiber.
pretty good size. You might be able to get half of a Illuminati's deep dish pizza in that door pocket fresh right here in Chicago. Now going from the door panel to the dash,
Joe always trying to put some food in the door panels, man. Come on, man.
guess what? You get some of that carbon fiber brought over from the Mustang GTD.
Dark
What I
Horse
like about
SC.
what they did compared to the GT500 is that this is your flat finish. There's no veneer
Gloss.
shine on this carbon fiber, so it's
Right.
not going to create a bunch of glare, which is good. You have your Dark Horse SC number badge, and of course you'll have a special chassis number. This is a pre-production, so that's why there's no number there. And then you do get more red stitching. Now, as you slide in, you're still going to get the same exact screen setup, and that to me is the zonk. Is just, I wish
It's
they
not
would
production
do something
yet.
and refresh these screens to make it a little bit more like it was on the previous generation Mustang. The good thing about the
Seems like the screen's competing with the Corvette, but I might be wrong. The red stitching got to go. We got to have teal stitching, especially on the Alcantara and carbon fiber wrapped steering wheel. You got to have the teal color on there, guys. Come on, it's got to be color match. You got red stitching all through this thing. That's so out of pocket.
screens is you're going to have 5 special modes with special traction and everything else that you could go through on your Dark Horse SC. Working your way down, you have your bright red atomic fireball start stop button, your quick access buttons, plus look at that track button there.
Track button.
That's something different that you don't have on your regular Mustang. USB-C, USB-A, a 12-volt, a place for 4 track day Twinkies. You have your rotary knob for your 7-speed Tremec DCT. Some of that great carbon fiber.
Got a little carbon
2 cup
fiber
holders,
wrapped
some
around
red
the shifter.
stitching, and then guess what? You open up the center armrest. This is where you could keep a jar with all the tears of the people who went and bought themselves a Charger 6.
Hold on, let me see if that's stitching. That stitching teal right there. Maybe it was just showing white. Let's see.
And then guess what? You open up the center armrest. This is where you could keep a jar with all the tears of the people who went and bought.
See right there, that stitching looked like it could be teal right there. So maybe I'm wrong. We got the seats are like I cannot remember, perforated seats. They're probably heat and cool. So what perforated leather? You gotta have that. Well, y'all get in the comments, let me know, is that stitching teal or is that white? I'm just, you know, at a certain angle, it don't look white. It kind of gives you the illusion that it has a color to it. Now we know it's the red. It actually look kind of orange, but it's red.
Themselves a Charger 6-pack, and you just blew their doors.
Okay, I see some teal down the center of the seat. So that stitching might be teal. I might be wrong. If I'm wrong, I apologize. Nice little bucket seats though, for real.
Off, whether it's a 2-door or a 4-door, you blew their doors off. You could leave that that jar in there for their tears. And then the seats, Recaro with the teal from the outside brought to the interior. Some teal, some red, the Recaro
There you
name,
go.
the Alcantara. It is.
I just hadn't got far enough. That stitching is teal. It just looks white from the way the light shined on it. So my bad, I was wrong. You got red on the outlay and teal on the inlay. So yeah. Recaro seats. Recaro seats. Make sure I pronounce that right. I love the teal seat belt. That is, and the Alcantara, perforated Alcantara on the inside of the seats. Nasty.
Is manual adjustment for the driver and for the passenger seat. I'm okay with that because it cuts weight. And guess what? When you go track package, no rear seat.
No rear
Love
seat.
that. And you also get with the teal package, the teal seat belts, which is worth an extra 5 horsepower. But why don't we go ahead?
Worth the extra
Why don't
5
you come over here to the
horsepower.
business
I
end?
don't
I got a
get that one.
steering wheel I want to show you with the special carbon fiber. Come on over. All right, guys. Oh, lucky day. We're sitting behind the wheel of this upcoming Dark Horse SC. Love the way.
That's a bad car, dog. Now, no power seat on the driver's side. Normally, you're going to get power on the driver's side, but they They're trying to save weight off this Joker in different places. So, you know, you just have to roll with it. You still gonna have to respect getting out this dark horse. It's just super clean. If that plate lights up, it's real clean.
Look at what we have, Ford Racing. So that is the new name. So it's gone through many iterations, but it all means the same thing, performance. It's gone from SVT, SVO, Ford Performance, Ford Racing. This is the epitome of that project. Now in the pedal box, you do get an aluminum brake pedal, aluminum throttle. My only zonk is I wish they gave us an aluminum dead pedal. Would be nice in the SC. But one thing is for certain, I am as snug as a bug in a race car rug sitting in these Recaros.
I'm going to say Ford interior is never like over the top, luxurious, just blow you away. The F-350s and stuff like that, 250s, their dually trucks are really like, to me, the epitome of luxury when they're talking about their trucks and stuff. That's when the interior kind of cuts up for me. That's the ones I lean toward, but I guess the inside of this dark horse is okay. Since the exterior makes up for it immaculately, the exterior does quite well. I feel like, yeah, when you're looking for a showstopper, you're definitely coming through in a showstopper. And I love the Alcantara on the steering wheel and down the insides of the Recaro bucket seat. So it's got its oohs and ahs, and it's got some nays in there too. You know what I mean?
I'm 6 feet tall, and you got to give it to the designers of the interior because they give you enough room in here that even taller people are going to be able to enjoy this Dark Horse SC. Easy peasy steering wheel, just like the one in the Mustang GTD. So you have your Alcantara, the red leather top dead center, flat bottom, real deal carbon fiber. Love the dark red for your different modes.
Love the carbon.
Your suspension for the Magna ride, your exhaust, and then you have those titanium paddles behind the wheel to go up and down that 7-speed DCT, manual tilting and telescoping steering wheel, and then the same screen display. Of course, there'll be different visual cues that will show up on the dash that will be different than other Mustangs. And then even they bring the carbon fiber all the way to the driver's side.
Right.
Now, I know you want to go for a spin. Obviously, we can't do that because it's snowing outside in Chicago, but stay tuned because we will be bringing you the first.
What's so wild is like I'm watching this, and I watch a lot of YouTubers from that area. Like you got Stunner Reese, you got Sugar Man on that, you got Martin Marr, you got CJ on 32, which is probably the biggest one out of that area that I know of. You got Mr. 75 Caprice, like Joliet. I think they probably like an hour away. Most of these guys are like an hour away from Chicago. And just to know that he said he was in Chicago with it. So I remember CJ buying one of these dark horses, so I can see him picking this one up. Because it's got all the bells and whistles that he likes. So funny, there's a lot of car stuff going on in that Chicago area.
First drive of this Dark Horse SC. But why don't we go ahead? We got other things to show you from Ford. Let's wrap it up in this Dark Horse. All right, guys, very special moment here at the Chicago Auto Show.
I know Off-Road Al's going to be at the Chicago show. I think he goes to it every year too, so probably see this on their channel.
Wouldn't be possible without people like Brandon and Rhonda over at Ford allowing us to bring the access to you. Now it's your turn. Let Ford and myself know in the comment section, are you excited?
Well, guys, I ain't going to hold you no longer. We took a very in-depth dive on the 2026 Dark Horse SC, and I'm loving it. Everything about the exterior, I'm loving it. I'm here and there. I'm 75-25 on the interior, but that's just me. Jump in the comments, let me know what you think about what Joe said about his showing of the Dark Horse 2026. Let me know if it's a keeper for you or not. You know what I mean? We're open for discussions in the comments. It's all good. So don't forget to like, share, subscribe to the channel. And I'm going to catch you guys in the next one. Peace.